Welcome back. End of 3 weeks, the fourth vlog since I've been here. It should be a great one because 4 is my favorite number. There's also 4 kids in my family, and the date and month of my birth added together equals 4. February 2nd, 2 plus 2. This week I want to try something new, which I'm calling a rich description. And the point of it is for me to describe a situation to you in detail and try to communicate it in such a way that you could picture yourself being there. And I want to do that this week about my trip in Paris that I took last week with my dear friend Poema. We went to Paris for 3 days and 2 nights. It's an hour-and-a-half train ride from Poitiers, so it's really accessible, and we were so lucky to have a wonderful host, Olivia, who is a friend of a friend. Shout out to Kaylee Swinford, who knew Olivia. And so I had never personally met Olivia before meeting her in Paris. She kind of just gave us her address in Paris and we showed up. So after meeting Olivia, our host, for the first time, she takes us into her apartment. We take these stairs down, winding around. There's no windows, and then we're in a dark, dismal hallway with tiled floors and kind of a beigey wall and dim fluorescent lights. On our way to her apartment, she taps on a door telling us that's where the toilet is. It's just, a little closet-sized room with a toilet in it is where the bathroom is, and that's more common in Europe, to have a just room with a toilet separate from the rest of the bathroom. Finally, we get to the end of a dark hallway and she unlocks the door and we walk into a tiny entryway which has enough room for a shelving unit of shoes, a lamp, and enough room for the door to open. And then we shuffle in around a corner. To the left there's a little bathroom with a sink and a shower, and then we continue forward and the rest of the room consists of a kitchen, a bed, and a desk and more shelves. And so you kind of have these 4 corners, and you're standing there. On your left is a countertop which has a sink, 2 stovetops, and shelves above. It's about as wide as my wingspan, the entire kitchen. And then 1 step away from the kitchen is the end of her bed, which stretches from the kitchen to the far wall where the window is. And then next to her bed there are 2 desks making an L shape, and between her bed and the desks there was just enough room to fit a mattress on the floor, which is what Poema and I slept on, a little 1-person mattress in between her bed and her desk. And then next to the desks there's also some shelves. My favorite moment personally from our time in Paris, we saw many beautiful iconic places, but on the second night Poema and I decided to make dinner for our host as a thank you, and so in the tiny little kitchen we prepared a salad and pasta and had cheese and bread, and then we pulled out one of the desks and I sat on the bed, and then Poema sat on the end of the table basically in the kitchen, and Olivia sat against the wall where the desk had been because we pulled it out next to the desk, next to the bed. After preparing the dinner, we're sitting around this table just sharing funny stories. She's teaching us French slang words. We play a couple games, different card games. We teach her Go Fish. And that's one of my favorite ways to travel and experience a different culture, is just eating and spending a few hours with someone, learning about their lives. Other highlights of my week. Finally got my schedule the day it started, which was Monday. My French friends who went to OSU last year, Kaminta and Leia, have been amazing, inviting me to things, showing me around town, introducing me to their friends, and I am very grateful for them. Over the weekend, there was an event called Patrimoine, which is a nationwide event in France where all national monuments, historic places are open, free to the public, and oftentimes places that are typically closed off completely are opened up for people to go visit and see. And so I went to a few monuments with my host family, Thank you again for watching. I hope you learned something, felt like you were here with me a little bit. If there is anything in particular you wonder about, please leave a comment or send me a message of a question. I am happy to describe different situations to you. I'd love to know what you all are most curious about. I love you all. I am loving it here so much. Not to say that it's easy all the time, but I feel like I'm growing like crazy. Anything else notable? Cheese is really good. Definitely a revelation here.